Hello there. I'm Asia Green, a marriage and family therapist associate in the state of Texas, the founder of the Relationship Refinery Counseling, as well as the Relationship Refinery Network. Recently, I have been talking about anger within a marriage, so make sure you check out my previous video. But today, I'm going to be giving you a coping skill that you can use whenever you are feeling angry. My goal with the Relationship Refinery Network is to help you redefine as well as refine the way that you view healthy relationships, whether they're romantic relationships or any other relationships. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to understand that emotions are not negative. So yes, even your anger is not a negative thing. It is there to tell you something. It's probably telling you that you are experiencing anger because a boundary has been crossed and you need to figure out a way to get that, whatever that situation is, back in order, or to set a boundary or reset a boundary, reestablish a boundary. Anger becomes a bad emotion when you are punching holes in walls or cussing out your partner or, whatever else. You're giving your partner the silent treatment. Then that becomes negative because it's damaging the relationship. It's making that person feel unsafe, unseen, or unloved. Now, let's take a look at Proverbs 16:32. The New International Version, NIV version, says, "Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes the city." Keep in mind, this is a patient person, and what is the first quality or first characteristic that 1 Corinthians 13:4 says that love is? Love is patient. So when you are being patient, not only are you being loved, but it's also saying that you're being better than a warrior. Let's look at King James Version, which says, "He that is slow to anger," aka being patient, "is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." So we tend to feel like anger is such a strong emotion. Like when I'm expressing anger, then I am expressing power. But truth of the matter is, the Bible is saying better is a person who is patient or who is slow to anger than a person who is physically strong. So keep that in mind whenever you are feeling angry. Try to encourage yourself to be patient. And there are multiple ways that you can do that. But today I'm talking about what to do when you are already experiencing that emotion. John Gottman is someone that I truly admire. He has done decades of research in studying couples and figuring out what works and what does not work. And one of the things that he noticed when it came to couples, the couples who succeeded and did not get divorced, who actually remained happy, not just didn't get a divorce and remained unhappy, but those who remained happy, he found that when they were feeling flooded, so flooded just meaning that you are experiencing severe emotions and to the point to where you can't even think, you can't even hear what your partner is saying because you're just overwhelmed with emotions, they took a 20-minute break from the conversation. So let's say that you and your partner are discussing finances. Let's say that that's a topic that gets y'all heated. Once you start experiencing that anger within yourself, you're raising your voice, your ears are feeling hot, your face is feeling hot, or you're turning red, or it's getting to the point to where you can't hear what your partner is saying and y'all are just interrupting each other, or once again you're feeling those physical emotions, because keep in mind, your body tends to express an emotion before you emotionally experience it. So your body begins to physically experience that emotion before you even notice it emotionally. Once again, you might start shaking, you might start feeling heated, you might not be able to think, you might not be able to hear. All of that is letting you know, I'm beginning to feel angry, or I am angry. So once you start feeling that, or even prior to you feeling that, once you notice that the first thing that I experience when I'm feeling angry is this, then all right, I need to take a pause. I need to take a break. And what you do is you're not going to just walk away from your partner. Once again, y'all are having a conversation about finances. You're starting to feel irritated. You're starting to feel angry, upset, or whatever. You don't just walk away. You say, "Babe," and yes, I would encourage you to use a pet name, something sweet, not just, not anything negative, but address your partner, "Babe," or if you feel more comfortable, call them by the first name, but I would say, "Babe, I'm feeling flooded right now. Let's take a 20-minute break. Okay, let's take a 20-minute break, or let's take an hour break. I'm going to come back in an hour and we can finish this conversation. But right now I'm feeling flooded and it's difficult for me to hear you because all I'm hearing is your tone. I'm not hearing the message. It's not being productive right now." Something like that. You ain't gonna say all of that at one time like I just did, but you're gonna practice saying that you need a break and that you're going to come back at X time, and you make sure that you come back at X time. Okay. So in Gottman studies, He saw that just 20 minutes was enough to bring your levels down, to bring you feeling overwhelmed, to bring that levels down to where you're able to continue the conversation. But maybe you're like, hey, 20 minutes, I really need longer than that. That's why I said maybe you need 30 minutes, an hour, or maybe you're like, hey, let's table this conversation for 7 p.m. tonight, or whatever, or let's table it till tomorrow. But don't say, let's talk about this later. Because when is later? Later is an hour from now, later is 2 years from now. Put a specific time. Let's talk about this at this time, okay? And if your significant other is the one who says, I'm feeling flooded, and let's say you're not feeling flooded, you don't know, we need to address this right now. You're gonna say, okay, let's return at X time. Let's return in 20 minutes. Let's return in an hour. You're not going to force them to continue the conversation because mentally, they cannot. Their brain is beginning to shut down to where they cannot have productive conversation. The studies have shown that the brain is not able to comprehend what's going on. So during that time, what are you doing? You're not going to call your homeboy, your homegirl, your parent, your pastor, whoever, and vent about the situation. When you're taking a break, you are taking a break. That means you may be setting your timer on your phone or just monitoring the clock, and you're going to go watch TV. You may scroll on social media if that's something that calms you down. You may go for a walk. You may go for a drive. But once again, you are explaining to your partner, hey, I'm about to go for a walk, or hey, I'm about to go for a drive. I will be back at this time. Let them know that you will be back, because if you don't, what are you communicating? I'm done. I'm about to walk out. I'm about to walk away, and I'm done with this conversation. Even though I said that let's take a 20-minute break, I'm just leaving. And you don't know when I'm truly going to come back. So you're saying, let's come back in 20 minutes. I need to go take a walk. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay? Communicate. We have to communicate in our relationships. Or you might just do some deep breathing. So that's one of the things that I want to teach you in this video. It's called box breathing. And I encourage my clients to do it all the time. Whether you're feeling angry, anxious, whatever, box breathing is really helpful because it's kind of restoring the levels, your heart rate, and everything else that's going on in your body. What you do is you breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out through your mouth for 4 seconds, and then hold it again for 4 seconds. So I'm going to demonstrate it, okay? And then I'm going to encourage you to practice it. Now remember that these 4 seconds are drawn out. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And when you're breathing in, you're gonna breathe in the entire 4 seconds, because if you're only breathing in for 2 seconds, now you're holding it for the last 2, and then again for 4. So now you're holding it for 6 seconds instead of 4. Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate. All right, so ready, set, go. Alright, you may have to do it multiple times, but I'll tell you, I actually feel more relaxed, right? I wasn't even upset or anything like that, but I do feel more relaxed. And you might have to do it multiple times. So, ready? Now it's your turn to practice. I'm going to say ready, set, go, and then I'm going to count for you, okay? So, ready, set, go. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how did you feel? Leave it in the comment section. How did you feel? You know, maybe you weren't even frustrated before, but you do also feel more relaxed. Or maybe that's something that you're going to have to remind yourself when you are feeling angry with your partner, that it's best for you to be someone who is slow to anger, someone who is patient. And this is one of the ways that you can build your patience, is by taking a deep breath before you respond, taking a deep breath before you say something that you can't take back or that you're going to regret, before you continue to address the conversation. Stay tuned for the next video, where I'm going to teach you how to start a conversation, because studies also show that the way that you start the conversation tends to be the way that it ends. So when you come at your partner like, you know what, you get on my nerves, how do you think the conversation is going to end? It's going to end very escalated. Make sure you also send this to a friend or to your partner so that y'all can practice it together. Until next time.